Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're setting off on a pretty epic quest. It's a journey through soil and seeds that, believe me, ends with a super delicious reward. So get ready, because we're about to dive into the Great Turnip Adventure. So let me just ask you, what if I told you that you could grow your very own versatile, super nutritious, and honestly, kind of heroic vegetable right in your backyard in just about 2 months? Sounds pretty amazing, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to map out today. Okay, that's enough talk. It's time to get our hands a little dirty. Let's dig in. First things first, every great adventure needs a hero, right? Well, in our story, the hero is the humble but oh so mighty turnip. So let's get properly introduced to our star player. You know, you might think the turnip is just some ordinary vegetable, but it's got a wild history. This thing is basically an ancient survival crop. We're talking people started growing it like 6,000 years ago. It was a huge deal in ancient Rome, and get this, during World War I in Germany, it literally saved people from starvation in what they called the turnip winter. This veggie is a true survivor. So what is it exactly? Well, a turnip is a fast-growing root veggie from the Brassica family. That means it's cousins with things like cabbage, broccoli, and kale. But here's the best part. It's basically 2 vegetables in one. You get the crunchy, earthy root, and you get the peppery, nutritious leafy greens. Nothing goes to waste. It's like a buy one, get one free from your own garden. And this is why we're calling it a super veggie. The nutrition is just off the charts. The greens are loaded with vitamin K, which is great for your bones. And both the root and the greens are packed with vitamin C to boost your immune system, plus vitamin A for your vision. And on top of all that, they're full of fiber. Just amazing. And seriously, whatever you do, do not throw those tops away. The greens are a nutritional powerhouse, every bit as healthy as kale or spinach. You can cook them up in exactly the same way. It's like getting a free bunch of super greens with every single turnip you harvest. All right, just a quick and friendly heads up from us. You know, while we absolutely love talking about how awesome these vegetables are, this is all for fun and learning. For any specific health advice or questions about your diet, it's always best to chat with a doctor or a registered nutritionist. Okay, we've met our hero. Now, it's mission time. Next up, we're going to choose your turnip variety and find the absolute perfect spot to plant it. I want you to think of this like you're picking your character in a video game. Are you a traditionalist? Then the purple top white globe is your go-to. It's the classic. Maybe you like things a little sweeter? The golden ball has this beautiful yellow color and a milder taste. Or, hey, if you're short on space or time, the Tokyo Cross is a super fast grower that's perfect for pots. You know, in gardening, timing is pretty much everything. Turnips are what we call a cool weather crop, which just means they don't like intense summer heat. So you've got 2 main windows to plant. In the spring, about 2 weeks before the last frost is expected, or in late summer for an awesome fall harvest. And a little secret, that fall crop is often even sweeter because the cool nights bring out the sugars. Okay, so where are we planting this thing? If you've got a garden, find a spot that gets lots of sun. And here's a super important pro tip. Don't plant your turnips where you just grew their cousins, like cabbage or broccoli. That helps stop plant diseases from building up in the soil. Now, if you're a balcony gardener, no problem. Just get a nice big pot. We're talking at least 40 centimeters deep and wide, so those roots have plenty of space to get big. We have our hero, we have our location. Now we need the secret recipe for success. This is the part where we cover everything your turnip needs to grow up big, strong, and super tasty. It all starts with the soil. That's the foundation. First, since turnips are root veggies, they need nice, loose soil so they can grow easily. You'll want to dig down and loosen it up about 12 to 15 inches. Second, make that soil rich by mixing in a whole lot of organic compost. And finally, if you really want to nail it, check the soil pH. Turnips are happiest when it's between 6.0 and 7.5. All right, it's go time. Just make a little trench about 1/2 inch deep, sprinkle the seeds in there, maybe about 2 inches apart, but don't stress about making it perfect. Then just lightly cover them with soil, pat it down gently, and give them a little drink of water. You want the soil to feel like a wrung-out sponge, moist but not a soggy mess. Now, this next step might be the hardest part for any gardener, but trust me, it's so important. Once your little seedlings are a few inches tall, you have to thin them out. Yeah, you're going to pull some of them out, leaving the strongest ones about 4 inches apart. Think of it like social distancing for veggies. If they're too crowded, they'll just give you leaves and no roots. So be brave and give them some space. Once they get going, turnips are actually pretty low maintenance. The number one thing they need is consistent water. If the soil dries out, the roots can get bitter and woody. And nobody wants that. They don't need a ton of food. In fact, too much nitrogen fertilizer just gives you giant leaves and tiny roots. And just remember their happy temperature zone. They love it when it's cool, somewhere between 5 and 23 degrees Celsius. Every hero's journey has its obstacles, right? And in the garden, that means pests. So let's meet the villains of our story, and more importantly, learn the simple organic ways to defend our precious turnip crop. Okay, first up, our most wanted criminals, Slugsy Malone and the Snail Gang. This slimy crew is public enemy number one. They absolutely adore tender, young turnip seedlings. And I'm not exaggerating when I say they can wipe out your entire crop in a single night when the plants are small. They're ruthless. And next on our list, we have the cabbage worm crew. These are the little green caterpillars that come from those white moths you see fluttering around. And because turnips are in the cabbage family, well, these guys think turnip leaves are an all-you-can-eat buffet. They'll munch little holes all over them, which can ruin your harvest of tasty greens.
But don't worry, we have an arsenal of organic defenses. The single best thing you can do is cover your plants with a lightweight net or row cover. It's a physical barrier that just stops the moths from ever laying their eggs. For slugs and snails, you can set out little traps or use organic, pet-safe pellets. And here's a cool trick. For aphids, plant some spinach nearby as a trap crop. The aphids will go for the spinach and leave your turnips alone.
You've done it all. You've prepped, you've planted, and you've defended your crop. Now comes the absolute best part of the entire adventure, victory and reward. It's finally time to harvest your amazing homegrown turnips. And what's so great is how fast you get to this point. Depending on the type you planted, you could be ready for your first harvest in as little as 50 to 70 days. I mean, that's less than 3 months from a tiny seed to a delicious meal on your table. So how do you know when it's the perfect time? Well, the sweet spot for flavor and tenderness is when the root is somewhere between the size of a golf ball and a tennis ball. Don't let them get too big. If you see the plant sending up a flower stalk, that's your sign that it's past its prime. The plant has switched its energy to making seeds, which unfortunately makes the root tough and woody. The harvest itself is just so satisfying. You can usually see the top of the turnip peeking out of the soil, so you can check the size. When it looks about right, just grab the leaves at the base, give a firm, steady pull, and it should pop right out of that loose soil. And hey, remember, you can totally pick a few leaves here and there as it grows. Just don't take more than half at a time. You did it! It is time to celebrate with a victory feast. And you have so many options. Young turnips are incredible, sliced thin and eaten raw in a salad. They've got this great peppery crunch. If you roast them, their natural sugars caramelize and they get so sweet. They're fantastic steamed, amazing in hearty soups, and of course, you've got to sauté those greens with a little bit of garlic. So delicious. So there you have it. The great turnip adventure is complete, and you've proven you can grow your own amazing food. The only real question left is, what adventure are you going to start next? Thanks so much for joining me, and happy gardening.